Good morning, class 4. Welcome back to your science class after one day holiday. So, yes, children, we have to continue our chapter that is heat energy. So, in this heat energy chapter, we have studied about heat energy, the movement of heat energy in different objects, how the different objects conduct heat through them. We have studied thermal conductors, thermal insulators. Now, in today's class, we are going to study about direction of heat flow. So let us read this without wasting much time. Open up page number 111 of your books. Let's read this topic. Direction of heat flow. Heat always travels from a warmer area to a cooler one. So heat always travel from a warmer area to a cooler one. For example, a hot cup of tea left in a cold place will always lose heat to the surrounding. That means if you keep a hot tea cup and you leave it, so ultimately after some time it will get cooled down. That is the reason, as it loses heat to the surrounding. It will get cooler until eventually it is at the same temperature as its surrounding. So what happens actually is this: when two objects touch each other or are combined, the particles transfer heat energy. They try to come to a point where they both have the same temperature. So this is the reason why the direction, that means why the heat flows from actual temperature, that is you can say from the heat to cold. Heat flows from the hotter objects to the colder. The particles in the hotter objects slow down while the particle in the colder objects speeds up. That means the particle in the hotter object, they slow down while the particles in the colder object, they speed up. Gradually they reach the point where they have the same temperature. So this happens around us all the time. For example, when you put ice cube into a glass of orange juice, so the ice cube become warmer and they melt while the orange juice will cool down. So this is how the direction of heat flow takes place. Then come to the next page. We often see elders carrying tea in a thermos flask to keep it warm for a longer time. What makes this possible is it is because thermos flask is a good thermal insulator. It loses heat very slowly. So that is the reason why we carry hot liquid or hot beverages in thermos flask, so as it will remain at the temperature which we want it to be. Okay, as they are good thermal insulators. So I told you we will read HOTS. This was the chapter's explanation, and now we will discuss HOTS. A blanket works well to keep us warm in winter, as it won't conduct the heat from our body out to the cold air. So this proves that the blanket is a good conductor of heat, or is it a bad conductor of heat? So which answer is correct? I hope you people know very well that the answer will be A1, as it is a good conductor of heat. It will not escape the heat to leave it or go out. Then matter can change state from solid to liquid to gas based on heat or temperature. So it will be, I think, heat or temperature. So it is true. Now discover what happens when gases, liquid and solids are heated. They expand or they contract. So in every state of matter, this is different. This varies. Either if they are liquid, so the expansion and contraction will be different from solids and gases. So you have to find it out. You have to discover it out. Okay. Now let us discuss this quick quiz also. Take serious or joking for the following. Okay. Heat always travels from a cooler area to a warmer one. It is not always, so it's joking. A metal pan is an example of a thermal conductor. Yes, it is. So it will be serious. Heat is a type of energy, yes, it is serious. Then thermal insulator let heat pass through them easily. Thermal insulator don't let to pass heat through them easily, so it is choking. Then temperature is measured in kilogram, it is joking. So yes, we have completed the explanation of this chapter, and we will revise this chapter in our next class. Children, thank you so much and have a nice day. Goodbye.